Okay. Welcome to session 9 of The Lost Continent. A real quick recap. Um, Last session, you guys were transported into presumably a different time period and wound up on the outskirts of Ardin in the Kingdom of Ardinium, where you met a little kobold artificer who was having trouble carrying a bunch of large packs to his workshop. So you guys offered to help, and you carried the packs to his workshop. You found a little bit more out about the city. And then at the workshop, you guys were presumably attacked, that's your side of the story, by some evil cultist dudes looking for a compass that the artificer had made. Their side of the story is, if they could speak, you attacked them unprovoked after they paid for the artifact, and you guys were then arrested and put on trial in front of the royal court, which is where we'll pick up session today. So let me make sure. So just so you guys remember, the king at the center, his name is King Urdu, and the prosecutor for this case will be Counselor Ashai, who is counselor to the king and is running the courtroom. So let's begin. Let me pull something up. Okay, so Counselor Shah is going to start with, for the record, can I please have you all state your name for His Majesty King Urdu? The defendants first, please.
I'm next. Cole.
I'm Ava. Boom.
Penelope.
And the little other kobold worker will say his name is, my name is Nob, your highness. Ashai continues, and for the plaintiffs, we have the King's Guard, and we have, as witness, we have Becker, the kobold. So let us begin, Your Majesty. There are no further questions. The defendants are hereby accused of manslaughter and murder of, what was it, 4 or 5 men down at the blacksmith's shop. We got reports from Becker, the kobold, that these men had come in looking for a piece they commissioned, and that the defendant, Nex, was adamant about not giving it to them even though they already paid, and it ended up causing a scuffle, and Nex and the rest of his group went and murdered the patrons that were found dead at the scene of the crime. Do you, the defendants, have any opening statements for His Majesty the King?
From my point of view, all that happened was I got home and they were asking for something I do not recall selling them. And they pulled me over my counter. unprovoked.
Upon seeing that they had just grabbed Nex and were dragging him away, that is when I attempted to stop them, but they kept dragging him away, and so that's when it got violent. They had already initiated, a violent act of grabbing Nex and dragging him around, so we had to respond in kind then. It was just defending one of the people we were with.
Okay, well, let us. The prosecutors would like to call the first witness, which will be Becker, the shopkeep, and the female kobold steps up and bows in front of the king before taking a step back. Now, for the record, you are the owner of the blacksmith shop, as well as you man the front desk. And Becker will say, "Yes, Your Highness and Counselor Ashai, I've owned the shop for a number of years now, and Nex used to be one of my he was one of my co-workers, and that everything else is correct." And
Objection, Your Honor.
the king will nod and say, "On what grounds?"
Perjury? This witness is lying before you today.
And what proof do you have of this?
Um,
Well, they themselves admitted that Nex was a co-worker. If they were the owner, then they would be an employee. So obviously they're not the owner.
Becker, what do you say to this? Well, I also work in the shop as a cashier and man the front desk, so he is both an employee and a co-worker of mine. So that both can be true.
Objection.
What is it now?
I hired Becker like a year ago. I've run this shop for so long.
And do you have proof one way or the other of the ownership of the shop, as well as...
Curiously, after the battle was over in the shop, my lockbox where I kept my documents has been emptied. And I was not the one to do it.
We do have another witness willing to testify that Nex is the owner of the shop, and Becker is not.
Well, we will get to your witness after we are done with the prosecutor's witness. But your objections have been noted. Ashai will continue. The defendants are claiming that you are not the owner and that you are in fact an employee. Do you have any proof whatsoever that you own the shop and not the defendants as they claim? And Becker will say, Yes, I do, my lord. And she pulls out a document and hands it to Ashai and says, "This is the deed to the blacksmith shop, and it lists the owner and the purchase date as both me, and I've owned it for almost 5 years now." And Ashai brings this document before the king, and the king reads through it and jots down some notes in a journal that he has, and then says, "Please show this to the defendants as well." And Ashai will display in front of you a deed on a rather aged parchment, and it has some legalese in there about the ownership of the blacksmith shop And there at the bottom it says sold to, and it shows Becker's first and last name there, and the date is 7/19, which is about 5 years ago.
Is it close enough that I could like look closely at it to see if it is forged?
Yes, you can physically examine the paper as much as you need, as long as it is not destroyed in the process.
Do we have any of our items on us, or was everything taken away from us?
So
Or just our weapons will be handed over?
anything that might be considered dangerous was taken away from you. So weapons, anything that you could use to attack the king with, so pots, pans, etc., were taken away, and most of your spell components were taken away.
Okay. Can I use my calligrapher's supplies to examine the document?
Yes, you may.
Perfect.
Let me see. Let me pull up. And if you want to examine it, can I get an investigation check from you, please?
Can I use my calligrapher's supplies?
Yes, but I'm
Because
still going.
it's a +5 instead of a +4, which is my investigation.
Yeah, that's fine then. Yes.
Okay. It's a 13.
Okay, so as you examine the document with your calligrapher's supplies, everything looks right. The ink is aged properly, about 5-ish years or so. Nothing looks tampered with it physically. It looks legit to your eyes.
Could I run an Arcana check on it to see if there's any magic at play on forging it?
Yes, go ahead and make a roll.
$15 plus 5, that's 20.
You do notice that there is some magic radiating off of the document. You're not exactly sure what, but you do notice that that there is magic on the document, and it's mostly located near the bottom where the owner's signature is, as well as the printed ownership name and date.
Do you see anything, Negadex?
Yeah, there's hints of magic at the bottom. Exactly where my name should be.
Okay, well let's excuse me, Your Majesty.
Yes.
Would you have any way of calling a court mage to come dispel magic upon this paper?
Sure, I can do that. And he motions for one of the guards to go out and grab someone. And about a minute later, in comes a rather stout and short, pudgy little guy. And he walks up and says, "Yes, my liege, how may I help you?" And the king asks him to cast Dispel Magic on the deed. And the little pudgy wizard does indeed cast Dispel Magic and presents the deed to the king. And the king looks it over, hands it to the prosecutor, Ashai, who then hands it back to you. And you'll notice that at the bottom where Becker's name was and the date, they are now no longer Becker's name and date. It does indeed show that it is you, Nex, who is the owner.
Yeah, I knew it.
And
This
King
was the
Urdu,
document that was stolen.
King Urdu then goes and says, "What is the meaning of this, Becker?" And Becker just has nothing really to say about it, and she just kind of sweats.
And I throw around an accusation.
Go
Becker.
for it.
This is not the only item that I could find that was missing after the battle. Everything that was in my magic box, including the item, the people that invaded my shop were looking to steal, to my knowledge, was also missing. And I suspect Becker may be the one who did that, now that it is revealed they forged this deed.
Becker, what do you have to say about this? And Becker, sweats profusely and's like, I don't know how that happened. I'm telling you that I've been the owner for like 5 years, your lordship, your majesty, your highness. I don't know what they've done to it, but I promise you that I've been the owner for longer than Nex has been an employee of the shop. Prosecutor.
Does the city keep
Go ahead.
archive when sales are made
Yes.
of like property? Could I ask to search archives for this document around the date that is, written at the bottom now after Dispel Magic is done on this deed?
Yeah, so the king will grant that request and have the official royal archivist grab the documents pertaining to the blacksmith shop around that date, and he will bring the documents to you once the archivist has found it. In the meantime, we shall continue this trial. Ashai looks at Becker with a sneer and says, "So, if it comes out that you have been lying about owning the establishment, how are we to trust that anything you've said is true?" And Becker again is sweating profusely and obviously nervous, and she says, "I promise you, if you look in the archives like he asked, it'll show my name on it, that I was the owner." And with that, the prosecutor will ask Becker to leave the stand and bring up one of the guards who had arrested you. The guard stands before the king, bows, and then states his name as Jeffers for the record, and says that his side of the story is the prosecutor's witness, Becker, had run out of the shop and gotten the city guards and told them that one of their employees and a group of unknown people were attacking shop patrons. And that is when we arrived at the scene, and all we saw was a group of people on the ground dead, and this group of people, the defendants, standing there with bloodied weapons and clothing, standing over them. Do the defendants have anything to ask this witness or anything to say before we move on to the next witness?
has the city guard identified any of those corpses that you found?
They did indeed identify a few of them. One of them was a well-known scholar in the research institute. I can give you the name here in a bit, but they did identify them as citizens of Ardin.
Interesting.
Mr. Guard, have you ever encountered this Becker before?
I have seen her in the blacksmith workshop before when I was commissioning a blade. I've also seen the little kobold, who I believe his name is Nex, and his co-worker Knob before, as he has worked on armor requests for me in the past.
How many times have you commissioned armor or weapons or gear of any sort at this blacksmith shop?
At least twice. Myself personally, at least twice.
And do you recall when both these times were?
Probably within the past couple of years, like 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. And your first time commissioning armor, do you recall seeing Miss Becker over here, the prosecution's witness, in the shop?
Yes, she was manning the front counter.
And you said you recall seeing Nex there as well, correct?
Yes.
What role did you see Nex playing in this scenario?
From what I remember, he was just working on some mechanical trinkets, doodads, and bobs. I don't really have a mind for what he was actually working on, but he was just working on in the corner of the blacksmith shop on some stuff.
So you remember seeing Nex there around 2 to 3 years ago, correct?
Yes.
Now, what would you say then to Miss Becker, the prosecution's witness, who said that Nex has only been there for about a year?
Nex said that Becker had only been there for about a year.
Yeah, but Becker had also said that Nex had been not a extremely long-term employee.
Did she? Because I'm pretty sure she, like,
I could have sworn.
I thought that was just me
above
saying-
table. So what I've heard is Nexa said he had only hired Becker about a year ago, but above table, that's not true. She'd been there for at least 5 years.
Okay.
Nex is just getting his timetables a little mixed up on that, but Becker, if I said it, Nex had been working there for 4 or 5 years. This is all above table. This is just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So Nex would have.
I must have misunderstood. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You are fine.
And when you completed this commission, did you provide payment beforehand, afterwards?
Well, always beforehand. Usually commissions require material, and you have to pay for the material first and for the hours after.
Of course. And when you went to go pick up this commission, who provided it to you?
I believe it was Miss Becker, the kobold over there, and he points to the prosecutor's witness. I believe she handed it for me from behind the counter.
I would just like
Understood.
to cut in quick. So, obviously you have to pay the upfront price for the materials, but then isn't it true that you would also have to pay afterwards because you don't know how many hours it would necessarily take to create this thing?
Yes.
So wouldn't it make
and-
sense that you would have?
Yes, I paid for the materials up front, and then once it was finished, I had to pay for the work hours before I
According
got
to
the
Miss
item.
Becker, the thing that they ordered, they paid all up front and then were supposed to be given it for nothing afterwards. That doesn't seem to match your experience, though.
I would say that, and at this point, Ashai cuts in and says, "Yeah, but that is hearsay. You know, who without re-interviewing the witness, which we can do if you want. The city guard would not know the inner workings of how Becker or Nex, whoever the true owner is, runs their shop. So it may be different for each person. It may be uniform and standard for all people. It might depend on who is working. We would need to interview both of them instead of asking the guard to exposit onto us what he thinks the standard operating procedure is for commissioning."
All
It's
right.
fine.
may
I would just like to let it be known that, they had shopped there multiple times and that's how it had worked for them. So, just wanted to get that on record.
May I speak on my store policy?
We will let you speak when you are on the witness stand.
Okay.
Is there any other questions for the guard, captain of the guard?
Did you inspect any of the... did you inspect, Nex after we were arrested? Because I feel like he would have some bruises that would show from where he was roughly grabbed and dragged.
I mean, we inspected all of you, and you all had cursory, bruises and cuts and burnings from what is presumed to be a fight.
I guess that's true. Fair enough.
And there were also cuts and bruises, impalements, and burning on the dead people we saw inside. And since we can't really speak to the dead, this is why we arrested you.
That's all the questions I have then, if anyone else has any.
I don't have any.
I'm trying to think, but I think we asked everything already.
At this point, the king relieves the city guard captain from the stand, and he bows again and heads outside of the throne room where this is taking place. At this point, I would like to have the plaintiff's, the prosecutor's witness step forward again to answer some questions. Okay, Miss Becker, what is your store policy for buying a commission? And Becker will speak and say, well, most of the time, if you want a commission done, you pay up front for the materials, you pay once the work is done, and after you've seen it, and we charge you, the man hours it cost us to finish your work. Some objects are different, and it depends on who's working on it. Like Knob over here will, he takes it all up front, gives them a flat rate of how long it's going to take him, and, he does that. But he mostly works on, sword, shields, weapons and armor and stuff. Nex is the one that mainly works on all the more magically inclined items that are commissioned. And, his policy could be different, where he charges all up front or all at the end. We really leave it up to our blacksmiths and artificers to handle how they want to be paid, and the shop just gives them a place to do the work and to be a business front.
Are you allowed to ask questions
Yes.
about that now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, even though, if we are to believe what you say, you are the owner, you leave it entirely up to your workers to determine how much they are paid and how they are paid.
Well, they usually write up a commission slip and it'll detail how they expect to be paid for the work. And it'll include things like cost of materials, estimated hours working, and then they'll update it when it's done with the actual hours it took them and their price per hour. And we leave it up to them if they are to be paid by the customer all at once, or if they are to be paid, split up, or installments are made. And
So what
the shop
do you
takes
do if
a
estimates
cut
are
of the
wrong?
commission.
Are there
Sorry,
any
say that again.
They're
notable?
wrong, and they're they say it would take 20 hours at a certain rate, but then it ends up being more difficult and they take 30 hours. How do you factor that in then at the end if they've already paid everything up front?
Well, then the workers will usually just have to eat the loss on that from not working either hard enough or fast enough or underestimating the job, unless it's something that it's very seriously misjudged. We usually do not go back on the quoted commission that we give to people, and if they pay up fully, we usually have a leniency of 10 to 20 hours of work in that commission rate.
Okay, that's all the questions I have.
May I ask, how was this item that the people that claim to have been looking for, this compass in my shop, where's the commission slip for that?
I would assume it's with the rest of the commission slips and receipts back at the shop.
So you don't have one to present.
My king, if you would send someone to the shop and look in the third cupboard underneath the counter on the left. Inside there is a box. Well, it's more like a binder. And it has all of our commission receipts and stuff in there, and ask if he could bring it back to us. And I'm sure that the commission slip would be in there. The king
So
nods
something-
and sends another one of his guards to go check where she mentioned and bring the binder back.
Something a little bit above table. Should I know the situation with that and this item they were looking for?
So above table, you definitely made the item. You definitely did it for a commission.
Was it one that was supposed to be up front or not?
Yes, they paid for everything up front for you. You already got paid for it, and you made it. Hold on, let me send you something.
Okay. I was like, because I feel like when it's my shop and I'm trying to argue with this stuff, it'd probably be valuable to know the actual stuff going on.
Details.
Yeah, check your DMs in just a second. I'll send you something.
I would also imagine that the store, keeps all of the commission receipts. So there should be commission receipts from Nex from before Becker was even working there.
That could be true.
Even then, don't the person who makes the item have to sign off on the commission slip? So Nex's name would be on there too?
Well, Nex's
Yeah.
name would be
Say,
on
like,
there,
hey.
but there would also be like, I would imagine if Becker is the front desk, right? Then
True.
Becker would sign off on, delivery of
Hey, I got the
item.
commission.
Yeah. So there will be a clear pattern of when Becker's name would appear on slips.
Or like when they order supplies, like Becker probably signs for those sometimes, I would imagine.
But then don't they also have to have like an owner's slip too? Like on top, like over table water. Usually won't the owner have to sign off and it'll be like owner of blah blah blah. Signature here. Owner of blah 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 blah. Receptionist, whatever, blah blah blah.
Well, not necessarily. Like, I sign for packages at work all the time that, the owner isn't signing off.
Right. I just figured if it's like in this scenario, if it's like something important, like steel or whatever, however they work with things. Even if it's something like magical that they need to like turn something into, whatever.
I mean, maybe
That
with
would be like,
magic
hey, this is
items it would be
important.
different. But
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like for any normal
not-
materials, you could probably just have an employee sign off.
Is there anything else for this witness?
Until such time as we see the documents both from the archive and collected from the shop, I do not believe so.
Okay. And the prosecution will no longer call any witnesses. Until that time, you guys may either take the witness stand yourself or call in your own witnesses if you would like to convince the king you guys are not murderers.
Could I call in my employee that didn't steal my stuff? That's on the
Knob?
outside? Yeah.
Knob.
Yes. So
Is
Knob
that
will
knob
take.
with a silent K or no?
Yes, Knob with a silent K.
Okay.
Your Highness, my name is Knob. I am a blacksmith, and I have been working at the shop for a little over 3 years now. You guys are your own lawyers, so you get to ask your questions.
Knob, who owns the shop?
Yes. Well, I mean, Becker was the one that did my onboarding. I honestly don't know. I know I work there. They have a great forge, and I mean, I get paid really well because it's reputable. I've never actually.
Who pays you?
I get paid from Becker because she's the one that's handling all the booking and financing and HR.
Okay, above board. This employee would 100% know that Nex is the owner, correct?
Not necessarily.
See, unless this dude's like really dumb.
He is
Like-
very dumb, and he is very much a I make swords and they sharp. Yay.
Okay.
Oh, so this guy's just
like
he
he's
got hired
just
and he was like, "Yay,
oblivious.
I get to make swords." He doesn't care about anyone else.
He gets to make swords and he gets paid and he's happy. Like, he is a very simple person.
I'm
Very oblivious to-
extremely
He's got that four
baffled, even
intelligence.
for a 4 intelligence character, that they would not understand the difference between a person who runs the front desk and the person who owns the store.
Well, it's not like we have name tags or anything that says Knob, amazing blacksmith, or Becker, owner, or
This is a pub
cashier,
table. You
or
don't have to be in
secretary.
character voice.
Yeah, like realistically he would know, but in our setting he is very dumb, and he's very like autistically coded to just like making swords. That is his special
His thing.
interest, and he is very happy and does not concern himself with anything else besides making good swords and armor.
Nob, have you ever witnessed any interaction between Becker and Nex?
Only when they need me to finish my work faster, but I tell them, you can't rush perfection, and I only make perfect swords and armor.
Nob, I'm not talking about them interacting with you. I'm talking about, have you ever witnessed them interact with each other?
Oh, no. I clock in at 8, I clock out at 5, and I get paid, so I don't really care what goes on.
Okay, so let's get past the past. What did you see today?
Well,
Let's hear your story.
I noticed some people came in and they were talking about a commission, but I was also working on a commission and they were not my clients. So I didn't pay much attention until I was suddenly grabbed by one of them and a knife was held up to my throat. And then
So you were
after that,
involuntarily being held.
after that,
Clarify.
I saw one of you guys kill the guy that was. Well, I believe you blasted off his hand, and then he bled out. But either way, the guy that had grabbed me and held a knife to my neck had perished. And then I hid around the blacksmith, and next thing I know, there are guards, and I am locked up. And now I am here. And I am going to be late for my next commission.
So Nob, you can confirm, and can you please specify for His Majesty, the them that you are speaking of is one of the people that is currently laying dead on the shop floor?
Yes, they are all dead. They wore red robes, and one of them was the one that had grabbed me and held a knife up to my throat.
So, from your point of view, who was the one who was aggressive in this interaction first?
Well, obviously it was the people in the red hoods, because they grabbed me. I was not bothering them. I did not have work with them, and that was very rude. They made me late for my commission, and now I will have to give some kind of discount, and that's going to eat into my savings.
Okay, I think that's most of what we're gonna get from this guy, guys.
Yeah.
Ashai is going to cross-examine Nob and ask if he saw who started the fight. Mr. Ashai, I did not see who started the fight. I only know who grabbed me, and I know that they eventually died because of these people. Ashai is also going to ask if at any chance he heard them ask to stop the other people, like the you guys to stop. And Nob is going to say, well, yes, they said stop what you're doing and give me my commission, and we will leave you guys be. With that, Ashai is going to finish his questioning and turn it back over to you guys if you have anything else last minute you want to ask him.
Yes. Nob, you say that you heard the people who've grabbed you say, stop, just give us our commission and we'll leave, correct?
Correct.
If you did hear this, then that must have not been the only thing you would have heard, because this was said across the shop, correct? Far away from you. And yet you
This
heard
was
it, correct?
said after, so above board, this was said when he got grabbed. If you
Yeah,
remember.
this was when we were all around near the furnace, like when we were fighting in front of the door to the shop there.
Yeah.
That's when he said that.
One of the guys, and I'm pretty sure it's the guy that grabbed.
It's when we were in the
said-
darkness area. He
Yeah.
was yelling it out at us, and then I ran out and I tried to chop his arm off.
I see, because the evil guys also said, "Give us our commission and we'll leave," at the very beginning.
They also
Yeah,
said
the
it.
two that came over were at the counter. They did say it then, and they also said
Yeah.
it then again when they were trying to get us to stop later in the fight.
Yes, they did say it multiple times. So
I would
Nob
like to
did hear
ask-
it the first time, or the second time when he was grabbed.
So I would like to ask Nob, did they say that before, during, or after they grabbed you and held you at knife point?
Well, they grabbed me, held me at knife point, and then yelled towards the front of the shop to give them their commission, and they would leave. And
So they were essentially holding you hostage.
I mean, yes, at that point, yes.
All right.
And they also
That's all I
threatened
needed.
your life, correct?
I mean, the knife to the throat did feel very life-threatening. It wasn't very sharp because, the quality was pretty poor, but you would never find Nob make shit quality like that. Sorry, Your Highness, I didn't mean to swear in front of you. But, yes, it did feel like I would have died had they gone through with it. Ashar's gonna butt in and say, one quick question. Did you notice if any of the people that had come in were already dead or hurt at that point? And Nob is going to say, well, I believe there was one person on the ground already in a pool of blood. So I would have to say yes.
Above
above
table, did we
table.
actually kill someone that fast in that battle?
Yeah,
Yes.
you killed. Yes, you
Oh.
did.
I thought it was a turn after
So-
that.
Also above table, Nob couldn't have seen that because I was in the darkness.
No, there was the guy near the door that you killed.
I thought that was the turn after.
Yeah, that was the
I-
third.
Let me. I can
afterwards.
pull up the.
I think the log will be somewhere.
Let me
No,
pull
'cause
it
we
up because I
killed-
still have them there.
We killed the
No,
guy near the main guy.
The guy near the main guy was indeed dead. Because I can pull up the logs. He was indeed dead. Like almost immediately after combat started, before darkness was cast. So,
But Nob
yes.
wouldn't have seen that because Nob was over by the furnace and focusing on the swords.
No, when he was picked up and held up with a knife held to him, you would have definitely seen that because it was not in the darkness, because this was the one that was near the front door near the main guy. So above table, Nob definitely did see a dead person on the ground by the time he was grabbed.
You also would have seen a dead dragon.
Yes,
I think.
although that I think he saw that after, because I don't think he. Let me check. No, he
No, the
did see the
dragons
dead
were the
dragon
last
as
two
well.
to die, weren't they?
No, the one dragon was one of the last ones to die, but the other dragon was rather early on.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was the only thing we killed first, and then that
No, you
was-
killed
that
a
was during the middle of
dragon
darkness.
and a
And a dude.
a cultist member, and then darkness was cast. And after darkness was cast was when Nob was grabbed because they threatened to kill him above table.
Yeah.
So yes,
So-
going back to it, yes, Your Honor, I definitely did see a dead body when I was grabbed. And Ashai will say, no further questions. You can re-cross-examine if you want, as the defendant, as it is your witness.
Okay. So, Nob, what else did you see in the room as you were turned around from being picked up? Was there anything different about the shop at the time?
Well,
besides the dead body.
There was a dead body. There was also a little dragon wormling thing that was also dead. There was another guy next to the guy that was near me. And then there was a black inky cloud of pure darkness towards the front of the shop, which I believe the rest of the defendants were inside of, or mostly inside of.
So, to clarify, this was after the fight had already broken out.
Yes, I do not know anything about before the fight happened. I just know that I was picked up, knife to throat. I see one dead person, one dead little dragon baby, and a cloud of darkness, and them yelling for their commission.
I got no other questions.
Is he good to leave the stand?
Yeah, I think we're good then.
So at this point, the royal archivist has come back and has brought the mage, the royal mage, the pudgy dude, and brought the records for the time for the year 719. The royal mage approaches the king and bows, along with the royal archivist, and the royal mage says, I have cast dispel magic, and there was no magic on these documents, so everything should be tamper-proof, and we are here to present them. Okay, bye. And he goes back with the archivist, and the king reads over, rifles through a few pages, and pulls out one, and he hands it to Ashai, and who then hands it to you after reading it, and it is a log showing the blacksmith property being purchased by Becker. The Royal Archives. It says in the year 719.
What is the year on the other copy?
The year on your deed is 716. The year that was previously on the deed was 719 with Becker's name, and the year that is listed in the Royal Archives logs is also 719 with Becker's name on it.
Was there no log from 716?
The king is rifling through the rest of the pages and pulls out a piece of paper, hands it to Ashai, who then, after reading it over, hands it to you. And it shows that Nex did indeed purchase the blacksmith shop on in the year 716.
The record logs would show the
seller, right?
The seller.
Well, also, Ava, do you want to maybe check it with your calligraphers?
Yeah,
see if it's like from of the age
the same,
that the paper should be.
Yeah, I can check that.
Yeah, you can go ahead and check that. Give me another calligrapher's supply check. The document is the document is legit. The purchase on the log is the right age. It is the right type of ink. It has not been changed recently, and it looks exactly the same as the log from the year 716.
Nex, has she been planning to steal this from you for a while?
Oh,
But
this is
the deed would say the seller on it.
So
The seller and the purchaser.
So above table, next, who was your master? Like, because that you apprenticed
I don't think I
under?
named him.
Okay. Well, you bought the shop from him in 716. This is above table.
Yeah.
So we'll just say that whatever your fake or your master's name is will be the seller there. And then the seller for the shop on 719 is going to say the the city of Ardin.
Is
Can
there
we
any
request more
record of a
info?
purchase of the city of Ardin from Nex?
If you look
in there?
above where the sale price is, you can see that it's been repossessed due to unpaid taxes.
Oh,
Um,
oh boy, we're
is that
getting
something
into
they would have
backlog.
sent notice out for before it happened?
Probably, but you probably also didn't get it. And since no one ever came to arrest you for operating the shop without paying your taxes, you can just assume that you never got any notice of unpaid taxes.
I never received any notice that I was going to lose my shop, so I do not know how this came to be without my knowledge.
Well, the king looks at you. Well, legally speaking, even though the deed is under your name, the actual owner is Becker, like she claimed.
But they never had
Your
a deed.
Honor. Your Honor. If, let's say, this deed that was produced previously by Becker has been shown by your court mage to be magically tampered with, to change the name from Nex to Becker. The shop never had any period of downtime. If the shop was repossessed by the kingdom and the city of Ardin, surely the shop must have been secured by the guards at some point. And yet, Becker here very clearly stated that Becker hired Nex, that Becker had Nex working under her, when this very clearly shows that Nex was there long before Becker was.
Yes, that is indeed quite puzzling as to why she would say this. But as far as the ownership of the shop goes, whether Nex is telling the truth and never received a letter of repossession for unpaid taxes, or if he is lying and forgot about it, or just decided not to pay for whatever reason, the rightful owner is indeed Becker at this point in time. As you can see, it has not been tampered with. The Royal Archives keeps a record of all property purchases and selling, and you can see that the Kingdom of Ardin, or of Ardinium, and its city of Ardin have gone and repossessed it and then resold it, and Becker seems to be the correct owner.
Then we would request that Becker provide the deed for this sale.
Well, you have the deed. We've seen the deed.
We have no
It's not
deed.
been.
We have the sale log from the archives. We have no deed showing that Becker is the, as you say, rightful owner of the shop. We have a forged document that has been magically altered by a witness who has already shown to have lied to the court multiple times.
Yes, but the sale is official in the archives. There is no forgery, there is no magic going on for that. Why Becker magically forged their name onto the old deed, I do not know. But she is also not the one on trial, and you guys can sue her at a later time. But the trial itself is here to determine whether you did indeed murder these people in cold blood or whether it was self-defense. So while, yes, the witness has lied only in part with the fake deed, but they indeed are telling the truth about being the proper owner to the shop.
Even if we agree to let this point stand, that in the eyes of the archives, Becker is legally the owner. Becker very clearly stated to your prosecutor and before you that Nex here was their employee,
Well, yes.
their co-worker. They made no mention of the fact that Nex owned this shop. And let's say that Becker had in fact gone through the full process of purchasing this shop. In any world, would the previous owner be described as an employee?
Or like a new
Rather,
hire?
a co-worker? A person that Becker claimed to have hired herself?
I would like to ask Becker this question. And Becker will say, well, I purchased the shop after it was repossessed, and I got the land, and I kept paying Nex and Knob as they were good workers when Nex was the owner. So they are, as the owner of the shop, they are my employees. They just kept their tenure.
But
Okay, so you didn't
Becker,
hire.
you yourself claimed to have hired Nex.
Yes, he
You-
was hired. Back on.
That is not how, as you say, continuing to pay somebody. That is not hiring somebody.
Okay, then I acquired him. Is that better? Although that sounds a little bit like slavery.
But you keep changing your statement. Upon every
Yeah,
inquiry, your
I
statement
think you are
continues to
getting
change.
caught up in the
Excuse me, you are
semantics of-
interrupting. It is not your turn to speak. You will answer the questions. Every single time that you have been put on the stand, your story has changed. A flaw has been found, and quickly you find a change of words. How is it that every single time you've been on the stand, your story has changed in some fashion?
Is that a question for me to answer?
It is indeed.
Because so the reason it is changing is because you are getting hung up on the semantics of either hiring versus keeping someone on versus acquiring someone with new ownership. And I did not lie that I was the owner, because it clearly states I am the owner. And you also didn't ask if I purchased the shop from Nex. I said I purchased the shop. I am the owner. That is both true. I said that Knob and Nex are my employees as the owner of the shop. That is also true. I said I hired Nex. If you want to say acquired or kept on, then be that as it may. But everything I've said so far is true.
But you keep saying that these two things oh, they're the same thing, it's just a different terminology. That's not true. Saying that you have kept somebody on versus saying that you have hired somebody are two extremely different processes. They are not simply the same thing, as you keep trying to push through with the narrative here.
Well, then I
You
would like
presented
to state...
you presented a clearly forged document validated by the king's own court mage. Are you calling the court mage a liar?
No.
Then, by not calling him a liar, you fully understand and agree that this document was indeed magically forged, that you claim to present it as your deed to the shop. If, by some measure, you are claiming that we tampered with it when you were clearly the one in possession, presented it before the court, and then the only person to magically interact with it was the King's Court Mage, then very clearly you were the one in possession of a forged document. Is this
Shai
correct?
is going to butt in and say, you also messed around with the document before the court mage had been called in. Just for the record.
We have examined the document. We have cast no magic, cast no spells. We have done nothing magical in this courtroom.
Be that as it may, I would just like to say for the record that you guys also had access to the document before the court mage was called in.
Of course.
Now, I do not believe you have done anything because the name of Becker and the date were already present when both I and His Highness had examined the document before giving it to you. But I would like to state that your series of events are not quite true and that you guys did have access to it before the court mage.
Of course, we had access to examine it. But very clearly there has been no magic that has been executed in this courtroom other than by that of the king's own court mage. But this returns to the question, were you, Miss Becker? Were you, or were you not, in possession of this forged document?
Yes.
So you freely admit that you were the one in possession of this forged document before it entered this courtroom.
I admit that it was inside the box where we keep all the important documents.
This box
That
correct?
was underneath the
that
counter.
you're talking about?
Yes. That
And
you
you're
guys
saying that-
had when the guards found you.
And this box was empty when the guards did in fact find us.
Yes.
Now, you said that you keep your important documents there. Is what you yourself have just said before the court. When did you remove this document from the box?
When I left to get the city guards.
So you took the deed to the store with you
As well as some other
to go get the
paperwork.
city guards? Now, why did you feel the need to remove the deed to the store to go get city guards to help you in the event of something going down at the blacksmith shop?
Well, you see, there were fire-breathing dragon babies in the shop, and I was afraid the shop would be burned down, and then there would be no record left of who owned it, other than the Royal Archives record. So I
You
took the
claim that there
important
were-
documents with me.
You claim that there were fire-breathing dragon babies?
Yes.
Let the record show that there were no flames found at the shop.
Above
There
table, the
isn't-
fire-breathing dragon baby things did actually shoot flame at you guys.
You know, the first one did.
The
yeah.
first one did, yeah. Yes. Yes, for the record.
No.
So yes,
But she would not have seen that.
Yeah, she would not have
She
seen
was
that.
gone.
you don't know when she left. She might have seen it.
No, because I was in that side of the shop and she left immediately because I was in that side of the shop and the entire time, and I wasn't in the darkness.
Maybe she saw it when you guys were in the darkness and then left.
I was never in the darkness. I was always outside of the darkness because I was in the back half of the shop. You claim that there were fire-breathing dragons inside the shop, correct?
Yes.
When did you see these dragons breathe fire?
Well, I believe all dragons breathe fire.
That is
Incorrect.
simply not true. There are many
Very
kinds
much
of dragons.
Well,
That-
I've never seen a dragon until just the other day. So I've only heard tell about the evil black dragons that are ravaging the country, and dragons in fiction and historical context, and they all breathe fire. So I saw baby dragon things, and my assumption was they are fire-breathing baby dragon things.
Again, so you claim that you only know of black dragons.
And dragons from history and storytelling.
Yes, of which in history and storytelling there are many, many tales of every variety of dragon with every variety of breath. But you claim specifically that these ones were fire breathing. Are you seriously testifying before the court that you have never heard of a single kind of dragon other than the ones that breathe fire?
Yes. Above table, dragons only breathe fire in here. Like actual, like full-on dragons, they're like copper dragons, metallic dragons, chromatic dragons, don't have breath. Like, they're not, those kind of dragons don't exist in our world. So they are only, at least in Ardin, or like during this time period, there are only fire-breathing dragons. Just
Above
Yes.
table, that is critical information.
yes, the black dragons, it's like we've said before in the past, are not like actual black dragons. It's just the name for the dragons that were ravaging the country. They're not the literal black dragons, but they are black colored dragons.
I
But-
see.
Dragons in this setting do just breathe fire, and they don't have like acid breath or ice breath or anything like that. So yes, I'm not going to hold that against you, but yes, we're going to say that because she's seen a dragon, she's going to assume that they are fire breathing.
I understand.
So yes, I saw the baby dragons. I've heard of what they've done, of what dragons can do. So I took the important documents and I ran to the city guard in case the blacksmith had burned down.
And so you took these documents, correct?
Yes.
And you took every single document in the box.
I took the documents in the box, yes.
Is the box large?
I mean, you guys have seen the box above table.
yeah.
You know that it's like about
Ab-
2 feet.
above table, I know. I'm just
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, it's for us kobolds, it is fairly large, but to you guys probably not. To you larger beings.
But even to you, you can very easily handle and carry this box, correct? It is not
Yes.
larger than you. It is not,
No.
it is a relatively small box.
Correct.
So, Becker, why did you not just carry the box?
Because papers are easier to carry and weigh less than the box. There are other things that were in the box, not just the papers.
But you said you
Box
took
was
everything
empty,
from the
so did
box,
you
and the box was
take it all?
empty
I
when the
took
guards
the papers
arrived.
from the box.
But then you just said there are other things in the box.
Yeah, I just took the papers from the box.
So where did
But-
the other stuff in the box go?
The guards
I don't
can
know.
clearly
I-
attest to when they arrived, the box was closed. The box was locked, in fact.
Yes.
When the box was opened, the box was completely and entirely empty.
So, did you unlock, only take the papers, dump out whatever was left, run, grab the guards, but real quick lock the box back, show them, hey, this is what's going on, just for us to unlock an empty box? Does that
I
make sense?
mean, yeah, that I took the papers out of the box. I unlocked the box, took the papers out, and I ran to the guards and closed the box. And
So,
after
what
when I
were
left,
the other objects in the box? you
where
claim they
or
were?
what?
What?
I believe there was some kind of thing Nex had made in the box, and there were some other commissions inside the box. I know that were like
So,
very small, like rings and earrings and stuff.
you didn't think to grab those? Why?
Because
If this is your
those
shop, I
could be-
only assume that you want to try to make your money's worth.
I mean, the armor and weapons inside the shop, not to mention our pet Anjanath, are worth more than any small little trinkets that we could fit inside the box.
Surely, if you claim to be owning and running this shop, you would know that that box would contain the most valuable items in the shop. Because
And
clearly,
not just
when the
simple
deed is there,
commissions.
that is also a very valuable document. So when there's more than just papers in there,
Well,
Those
those
would
items
also have-
could have been remade if the shop had burned down. The important documents would be much harder to remake and re-verify.
okay, quick above the table. How far away is the shop from the courtroom? Get
The guy with the receipts is waiting for you guys to stop talking. He has
Okay.
entered and is slowly waiting at the back, just swaying back and forth with his hands in front of him.
Let's talk about this box, Becker. You said yourself that you kept the deed in this box, correct?
Yes. You can see her physically getting like frustrated, and like even though she's got a red face as a kobold, she's getting redder.
And you are
Your
claiming
Honor,
to
is
be
there a
the-
point to this questioning about the box? We've talked about the box and the box and the box for the past 20 fucking minutes. I'm sorry, Your Highness. The past 20 minutes, and we've established that I am the original owner, that I took what I thought was important, and I ran to get the city guards. Like, what is it with their obsession with the box?
Objection.
That wasn't aimed at you. That was aimed at your king. You can't object to what I'm about to say.
But I can, because the reason why we're talking about the box is because none of this is real to you. You're a liar.
You are
Okay, I don't
calling
know
your
what to do.
king
There-
a
Someone
liar?
over
Guards,
What?
seize the snake woman.
Uh-oh.
What? Okay,
The guards have
One, that was
surrounded
not
you,
directed.
Penny, and have
that was not directed at the king.
Oh, no, that was not directed at the king. No, that was directed
Oh,
at
I thought you were
this-
saying that
No,
to the
What?
king.
No, no,
I'm
no,
like,
that was not
why
directed
would
at the king. No, 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 no.
if you want to go that route, we can go that
Directed
route.
at the king.
Okay. So you directed that at Becker.
Yes. But okay,
Hey, because the king
Very
was talking to
clearly,
you, and you called him a liar. No,
yeah, the voices there were the
is-
exact
has-
same as the Becker voice.
Yeah, I know. I'm
That's
bad at
so
voices. No, so you called objection. The king looks at you and says, "You cannot object to what I am about to say. I am the judge, and ruler of this kingdom. And would you like to say anything else to that?
No, Your Highness.
Okay. I just want to make sure you didn't want to call him a liar.
No. You're a liar and a cheat.
How thorough were the guards
So-
in collecting evidence for the
The
scene?
king is going to comment on what Becker has said and say, while I agree that the focus on the box and the shop ownership and management is kind of run its course, please get to your point. If you continue
course
this,
not.
we will cancel this interrogation of Becker, and we will move on to the next part. So
Of course,
please
Your
get
Honor.
to your
I have
point.
a very clear point that I will be arriving at shortly.
Please make sure
The-
it is indeed shortly arrived at. And he emphasizes short. Continue.
Again, before your outburst, Becker, we were establishing. You yourself keep the document of your ownership of the shop in the lockbox, correct?
Correct.
And you would say that that is an extremely valuable document to you, as you have said, correct?
Correct.
You have also said that you keep all of the expensive merchandise to, make sure that it is kept safe in said lockbox with your specific document that you own that is, as you said, highly valuable in the lockbox, correct?
Correct.
Why would you allow anyone else to have the key to said lockbox when it contains very clearly one of your most prized and expensive possessions, being the deed of the store?
Well, his key doesn't work on my lockbox.
Whose key?
I assume you're talking about Nexus key, because I have the only key.
But I made no mention of Nex. You said his key doesn't work on my lockbox.
Yes.
Do we have possession of that box?
Yes. Oh,
It-
the gopher
The
for the
empty
king
box.
has the box and the documents for you.
This is your lockbox, correct?
Yes.
This is also the lockbox that was unlocked by Nex for the guards right in front of them with his key very clearly opening the lockbox. Now you have just claimed that his key does not work on your lockbox.
It should not. I have the only key, and I did not make a copy.
So, what say you to the fact that the King's Guard did in fact see Nex's own key produced from his own person unlock this lockbox?
At this point, can I get everyone to make a perception check?
Two is not very good.
Okay. Bum, you are the only one to notice this, but you can see the shape you see that Becker is slightly bigger than she was before when the court case first started.
I'm just gonna whisper to everyone, does Becker seem to be getting taller?
Everyone else does not notice because it is very slight change.
I don't notice anything. Do you see something?
Becker's like, like half an inch taller.
I mean, did they move, step forward, step on a slightly raised stone?
No, every time they've been up at the witness stand, they're in the same spot.
Keep
Very
an eye
odd.
out.
So, Becker,
Well, I would say he either stole my key if he had unlocked it, or he made himself a copy.
now, you just said that you, prior to going and retrieving the guards, that you locked this lockbox and put it back where it was, full of items. Did you not take your key with you?
I mean, I did.
Then, how could Nex have stolen your key?
He might have stolen it from a previous time.
But, again, you're saying
He is
that
an
you
artificer.
Again, you are claiming that you just relocked it and then left with the key. And then you just said he could have stolen it or he could have forged a copy of it. Correct?
Yes.
How could he
She's
have stolen
visibly
it?
getting redder. Like, somehow even redder than her red skin would seem to allow her.
May I ask, Becker, do you have the key on you so we can compare my key to this box to yours?
Yes. And she produces the key to Ashai, who gives it to the king, who examines it and then hands it back to Ashai, and who takes it over to you next, so you guys can look at it. And
So-
she's
I want to hold my key next to this one to like investigate what's different about them.
make an investigation check.
That is very unfortunate.
Can I make one as well?
Yes.
I
You
was-
guys can
I
all
was
make an
gonna say-
investigation check, or you can help with someone. Okay. Zero and Ava, you notice that both the keys look almost exactly the same. There's some more wear and tear, and Penny, you notice this too. There's more wear and tear on Nex's key, but other than that, they look identical.
Can I ask, Your Majesty, were the guards instructed to, look over, have they inspected the witness as well, now that we know that one of the documents they submitted has been tampered with? Have they been inspected at all?
Inspected in what way? Like,
Well, we had to use Dispel Magic to see through the deception on one of the items they brought in. Have you perhaps magically investigated them at all?
I can investigate them, but you better be careful thraying out accusations to the King's Royal Guard and royal
Oh, I'm not
servants.
accusing anything. I'm just asking if it has happened.
He asks the Shy, Counselor Shy, have the guards and the other people involved in this case been investigated magically? And Ashai will say, no, Your Highness. To my knowledge, there was no need to, but If the defense requests it, then we shall have it done. Post haste.
I would most definitely like to request it.
So what would you like what would you like the other, like the city guards, as well as like the evidence that's been brought forward, what would you like to happen? You know, explain to the king what you would like, how you would like for them to be investigated magically.
Just a simple, you know, detect magic, and maybe also a detect good and evil.
Okay. As you are describing this, Bum, you're the only one that's noticed that she is now significantly bigger than she was before. Let me fix this. You you guys don't notice this because you guys are
I didn't roll
all
high enough
focused.
perception to know that my own employee is now way larger than I am.
I got a wild theory that I put in there.
At this point, Bekar is going to change completely. Give me 1 sec to switch it over. And she is going to lunge at the king. So we are going to go into combat. Although we don't have a grid, we'll just assume because it's a small chamber that you guys are all within 30 feet of each other. You guys do not have your weapons on you. Just keep that in mind.
Right, all I need are these hands.
I got the magic in me.
My unarmed strikes do 6 damage. I got this.
And at this point, Ashai is going to scream and say, "Look out!" To the king as he steps in front and gets swatted away by the now transformed half-red dragon Becker. Oh, he's not dead. He's just been swatted away.
No, he's dead. He had 2 health.
He's been swatted away and he slumps into to the ground after being knocked into one of the pillars. And Bufflet, did you roll for initiative?
It says in the chat that they did.
Okay. You got a 12? Okay, I will set it.
Would I get in trouble if I cast the replicate magic item to replicate a tool/weapon?
Do you...
I'll frown upon that in the court.
Well, I think it's frowned upon attacking the king in the court, so I think you'll probably be okay if you are doing this in defense of your king. I think he'll probably overlook the fact that you cast magic. And, you know, as Bakar has joined, she's like, "Enough with this. All this constant droning. You're just supposed to go to prison." As she's making her way up to the king. So yeah. We will start combat. Ava and Boom, you will go first. So let me begin.
Okay. So they haven't reached the king yet, have they?
Correct. The king is up on his pedestal. They have swatted away Ashai, who was trying to stop the king. The guards are coming, but they're at the back of the hall. They probably won't be there in time if Becker's not stopped.
Okay. And about how far away are they?
They're
About
about
how far
10
away is the red dragon from the king?
We'll say about 15 feet.
15 feet. Okay.
You are also probably 10, 15 feet away from it.
Understood. Okay, I am going to I think I'm just going to cast magic missile.
Okay.
So that's... That only rolled 1? Okay.
You get 3 at level 1, right?
Yeah.
So just roll 3 more or 2 more d4s, and we'll add 1 to the.
2d4 plus 2. Okay, so it's a total of 11 damage to it.
Okay.
And then...
It also
gonna
doesn't-
run...
The dragon also doesn't have weapons. It's just, mind you, just the token does.
Okay. Then Ava's gonna run just like in front of him.
Okay.
And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Boom. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna yell. I knew they were looking weird, and then I'm gonna run up behind them, and I'm pretty pissed because they were lying in court and stuff. So I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
That. Whatever. And then I'm gonna punch them.
Roll with advantage. We'll say you're flanking. Yeah, 25 hits.
Oh, let me roll my damage. Oh, it's 7.
It's 7. Okay.
7 bludgeoning, and then I'm going to activate Hill's Tumble, and they get the prone condition because I hit them with an attack roll and dealt damage.
Okay.
And that will be the end of my turn.
So they are prone?
Yes, they get knocked prone.
Okay. I don't think I can set. Okay. They are going to spend half their movement to get up and snarl at you two, and say, and she's gonna say, "Get out of my way." And she's going to attempt to move past you guys. You guys will both have an opportunity attack as she runs past you to the king.
Hell yeah. Unarmed strike opportunity attacks. Let's go.
Go ahead and roll.
Are these with advantage or without?
You do not. You will have no advantage right now because they've moved out of the way. We'll just say no advantage. 20 hits.
So that's a
Well,
nat
still have a
20.
25 again.
Wait, is that actually a nat 20?
That's actually a nat 20.
Oh, it is,
Minus 2 plus 2. Okay. Go ahead and roll for critical damage. So just roll 2 dice instead.
Oh yeah, you have
Well,
0.
it's not dice,
doubled
so
dice.
it's... Yeah, so it's,
You should probably just have not
That's
used your
0?
reaction.
We will say, for the purposes of critting for 0, that you will do max damage twice instead with your fist.
Well,
So-
it's not a roll.
it's not a roll.
You just do flat your strength plus.
Yeah.
It's your strength plus 1. So if you have -1 strength,
roll a
it goes to
d4
0.
for me instead. We'll use that as your damage
Hell yeah.
because you crit.
I'll take it. 1 point of damage!
Well, thankfully, like I didn't realize you could hit for 0.
Yeah,
that
unarmed
is going
strikes
to,
are like the only way you can hit for 0. It's kind of funny.
Unless you're a
that. That is actually going to be enough to knock Becker out. So describe how
was all you, though. I
you
did
critically punch them.
So they're
For
just
0.
like charging past me, and I just like swing my fist out, and it just like hits them in the groin, and they just like keel over.
Yes. They have keeled over and are now on the ground crying in pain from being punched in the groin. And at this point, the guards have come up, swords drawn, spears drawn. They dogpile Becker, who has been transformed, and they take her away in chains.
Real quick, can I do a perception to see if she was dressed the exact same as those other guys at the store?
Yes, go ahead. You can actually just see. You don't need to make a roll. So you notice that they are wearing red. They aren't dressed exactly the same as the people in the store, but Penny, you notice that they are wearing the same armor that the people who attacked you in your grove were wearing.
Oh. Oh, she's gonna shut down. She's gonna slink back and try to make herself as small as possible.
I think I need to say that a little louder.
Me? Or
No, Green.
Penny, is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just don't look at me, please. Not right now.
Does anyone know where the actual Becker is? Because that didn't look like it anymore.
Was Becker
I
ever
would
real?
imagine not.
As you can see, Your Highness, we have done nothing except defend people. That is all.
Well, the king's kind of shaken, and he walks over to Counselor Shy to check on him and says, well, because of the fact that Becker attacked me, was not who she said she was, and all of the inconsistencies in their story, we will say that you are not guilty of murder, and I do believe you guys that you acted out of self-defense rather than out of malice.
Great.
Your Highness, when can we open an investigation to find the other missing things from this box? Because there was more than just the deed that was presented today, and the items that were claimed have also gone missing.
Please talk. Let me. And he's like just concerned and like trying to think. Let Counselor Shy will take care of this and will help you open an investigation, but I must get him help first before
Counselor,
anything.
do you require healing?
I believe he is fine and just knocked unconscious, but I will have the royal physician look into him first, and thank you for offering, but we have the finest mages and healers and doctors in all the land.
Of course.
You are free to leave. The guards will give you back your stuff. Please go with my apology, and we will convene later. I will have Counselor Shy reach out to you once he is feeling better. this point, the guards lead you out of the room, and more guards post up inside and outside the doors to the throne room. And you can see some priests, some what look like mages, and somebody with an apothecary's kit rushing in, presumably to help Counselor Shy. You guys have all your items back. And are outside the palace. So let me go.
Guys, I did my job of annoying them enough that they got too pissed to keep it up.
You did your thing.
This is what I'm great at. I think that went swimmingly.
Yep.
Also,
I'm very
next. Did you not pay your taxes?
I thought I did. They never told me I didn't, so I assumed I was good.
They might have been doing some stuff
But,
behind the scenes.
I say if that was actually Becker and they weren't who I had hired years ago, then this was definitely a long-running thing that right under my nose.
So
Well,
at this moment, you guys are free to explore the city of Ardin, which is here, or you can go ahead and wait for the next couple of days to talk to Counselor Shy. So let me know what you would like to do.
Next, you know any good taverns?
I haven't been in a little bit on this side of town, but there should still be a few open.
Let's go get a drink.
Would you like to go to a tavern?
Guess we all should
Sure.
chill out a bit, right?
Penny, do you want to be near people right
As long as I'm with you guys, I feel a little safer.
That's good.
Okay, let me move you guys to the tavern. Let me play X Penny and send you guys here.
now? Oh, it looks so familiar.
Are we right in front of the door?
Yeah, the door is stuck on that side.
Door stuck.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna sit at the bar because trying to shove my legs under those tables would be uncomfortable.
I'm just gonna guide Penny over to one of the tables and sit down.
I go and stand on one of the chairs.
Oh, that's adorable.
That's
The
so
bar-
funny.
I didn't think about that. Oh shit.
The barkeep looks at you, Boom, and Ava and says, "What do you have?"
I will take your best fruit wine, and can we just do a round of ale for the table over there in the corner?
And I'll take whatever you've got that's strong.
I like this guy. And he
Been a long
plops
day.
down. How many tankards of ale would you like? For like 1, 4, or 5, Ava?
I guess just send 3 of them over here, and then I'll have the fruit wine, and then Boom is doing Boom things.
So he sets down 3 tankards of ale in front of you. Says, "Waitress is on break. You're gonna have to take them yourself. Sorry about that." And then he sets down another tankard and fills it with a sweet smelling purple liquid. And then in front of Boom, he brings out a tiny little shot glass, like so small, like it probably wouldn't even cover your thumb. And he pours in just the littlest bit of this clear amber liquid in it for you and hands it to you. Be careful now. That stuff will knock your socks off if you ain't careful. Peel the paint off your house.
If you say so, it doesn't look like much.
I know you're a big guy, fella, but guys bigger than you have failed to handle their drink.
All right. Yeah, I'll just take it like a shot, I guess.
Your throat burns. You've basically downed pure ethanol that has been flavored with oak. It is not a pleasant experience, but you do feel the effects almost immediately of both having a blood alcohol level of like 0.5 and the burning sensation that is warming your entire body.
Oh, you were right. That's nice.
Damn, you want another one?
Well, I don't want to be out that fast. I'll just take probably just a thing of ale too. Go a little bit more casual now.
This guy knows how to party, am I right? he sets down a tankard of ale for you. Although it looks like there's two. But that could just be because you're incredibly drunk.
Ava's just gonna sip on her purple liquid and look over and go, I know you like trying new alcohol, but it seems a little strong.
Well, you'll never know your limit if you don't try, you know?
Not wrong.
I'm gonna ask the barkeeper, is there like a any like recommended like shops to go to in the area? We're new in this area and we're gonna be here for a few days.
A visitor to our great city, eh? Well,
yep.
We got the open air market. You can find all sorts of fresh food and produce and the occasional magical book or instrument down there, depending on the day. There's also the wizard shop. I don't know what it's called. I want to say it's called haberdasheries and horseshoes or something, but it's a little too big worded for me if you get my drift. And there's the Research Institute if you're looking to tour some fancy looking machines and magic. And there's the blacksmith shop. I do some fine work over there. And there's the amphitheater. Got plays going on and stuff. Free to general public, open air seating, warm day, mug ale. Best time of your life right there. We also have our seafood, our fishing port. Got a lot of fish down there. If you like fishing, you like eating fish, you like seeing fish, bunch of fish down there. Good fish.
Okay, thanks. That's definitely a good list. We'll try and check a few of those out over the next few days.
And we got the prettiest temple to a sog you'll ever damn see. It's in the northeast of Ardin. It's a little bit of a trek unless you take the boat ferry, but yeah, it's really real pretty. especially if you're one of the religious types. I'm not religious myself, but sometimes I go and just look at all the sculptures and the stained glasses and shit. It real good some days.
Okay.
Anything else I can get for you, little Missy?
I mean, you'll never catch me shying away from a wizard shop.
True.
If you want to go to the wizard shop, it's one islet over. A little land. We're like in the middle of a river basin, you know, and we got islets. So they're little islands that have bridges and ferry stops along them. It's one islet over, and it's the center of town. It's right next to the open air market. I ain't know nothing about wizardy shit, but I'm sure it'll have something that you like in there.
I appreciate it. You interested in anything, Boom?
Definitely want to check out like the open air market. Might want to go back to the, blacksmith shop at some point and just. I was really excited to look at the stuff in there before all that happened.
Yeah.
And who knows? Depending on how many days we're here, maybe we could go to their research stuff, or maybe the temple might have something cool. Maybe they maybe they'll have something about the well, let's not talk about it here.
Yeah, I know it's not my business, but you got some strange accents of clothing. What part of Celine are you from?
We're
Part of what?
we're from all different areas. We don't have one location we're all from.
Are you like refugees from the north or something? Heard that
Yeah.
the north just got raised by the black dragons up there or some shit.
Yeah, it's crazy what's going on. We had to flee and get out of there.
Can I
No,
roll a
that's shit.
history check on him saying, was it Celine?
Selena, yep.
Selena.
You don't need to do a history check because you guys would know this. Selena is the supercontinent before it was torn in half into the two different worlds.
Oh shit.
So you guys were from Callus originally, which was originally part of Selena. Selena. Before it was split in half, and the Lost Continent is theorized to be the other half of Selena.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You also know from the court case that the year is 719, or no, I guess it would be 721 currently. And at least to your knowledge, you were on the year 1721 or 1719, back when you're on Callus and the Lost Continent.
1,000 years. Oh shit.
So you would also know that what year you were in.
Yeah, I'm just too stunned to think about that right now. I'm just ignoring it.
You're too drunk.
That's why
to
we drink
think
our
about
troubles
it.
away.
Lafley is
That's why I needed
definitely
such a heavy shot,
chugging an entire thing of ale quickly.
Penny's just staring into her mug, not even taking a sip of it.
Barkeep, you ever hear of a town called Yarma?
Yarma? Nah. Is that a small town from up north? I've only ever been to Ardin and the next closest city over, which is I have to look at my notes because I actually forgot. Give me a sec. But he's only ever been to this city, Ardin, and the sister city to Ardin, which is Nia. NIA. So I've only been to Ardin and Nia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much explored the north or really anywhere.
I don't remember. There was the name of a town that I was told I should visit. I don't know if you ever heard of it. You know Bechta?
No, can't say I have.
I was told by somebody that I should visit there at some point, but
Just can't help you there. Maybe the smarter folks over at the Research Institute, they're more well traveled than me. Might be able to guide you.
Yeah. In fact, do you know where we can purchase some maps?
I mean, of our city or like.
Just like wider area, because we were part of a refugee caravan, as you were saying, from up north, and so just map of the city, map of the wider area.
You could probably find some map makers in the open air market. If not, then that wizard shop might be able to point you in the right direction. They have all
Yeah, you're
kinds of
probably
parchment
right.
and paper and stuff.
Makes a lot of sense. You're pretty smart.
I like to think so, but I'm just a lowly barkeep. Just enjoying my days one drink at a time, you know?
Don't I get it? And she's just gonna take another drink of the wine.
We should probably find lodging as well.
Yeah. Do you know any good taverns around here?
Well,
Or like
Right.
not
do you
inns, I
offer
mean, not
lodging
taverns.
here, or do you know any places that would have lodging?
I mean, cheapest lodging's gonna be out in the slums. You either got the west slums or you got the east slums. My money, west slums are a lot nicer, a lot less sketchy folk over there, and I count of being closer to the castle, King's Castle. There's a bigger soldier presence out that way, so less riffraff and stuff. If you catch my drift. Eastern slums are a bit rough here, especially if you ain't from around here.
Would it be unreasonable if Nex had a place large enough that everyone could just sleep for free?
No, you definitely have your own place.
So,
True.
I got my own place on the other side of town here. You just want to crash there. It's usually a pretty safe area.
All right. I just didn't know if you would want us all to crash in there, but if you have the room, then I'd be grateful.
You guys helped me get out of that court shenanigans, so it's the least I could do.
How many islets over is your place?
It's 3.
Should we get moving soon? Like, how late in the day is it?
It is like still like mid-afternoon, like just
Oh, God.
after noon. Like it's
This
about
day
1
is taking
o'clock.
How large are the islets and how far apart are they?
I mean they're good, like mile and a half, big, depending on which way you're coming from. Some are a little bit bigger, some are a little bit smaller. I mean, you can
So-
definitely traverse from one side to the other within, a day.
So yeah, it'd be like a couple hours.
We should probably head back then if we want to get, a reasonable night's rest.
We can
Would
stop
we
in at
stop
the
on the way back?
yeah.
You could stop at the open air market and the wizard shop
Wizard
if you
shop?
wanted to. The research institute is the opposite direction from Nexus House, and the blacksmith is just out of the way of like where you need to go.
Okay,
So
yeah, if we
you-
can hit them on the way, then
How big of a detour is out of the way?
Like an hour detour. Like you will
Yeah, we'll be
pass through the open air market and pass by the wizard shop if you're going to your house. The others you would need to like make a detour out of your way to go.
So let's go wizard shop, open air market, then blacksmith shop, and then to Nexus house.
Because that would line up with, about nighttime pretty much.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So
Is
I
everyone else
will.
cool with that? Penny, LaFleur?
Penny's just gonna nod.
Roaring agreements.
Like an absent-minded nod, just like, yeah.
Let's set out then. I have no token.
Oh, yep. I need to move
Tokens
you
aren't
guys.
real.
I need to move you guys in.
I'm blind. Ooh, things.
So, down to your left is the open air market, and further ahead, next points out that up and to the right, or to your right, is going to be the haberdashery and horseshoes shop.
So is this
guys
a
go check
wall
out the open
below
air.
us right now, so we
Yes,
can't see
yes.
the open air market? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check out the wizard shop. You guys check
Oh,
out
so
the
this
market.
is the opening here. Okay.
Yes, and there's also an opening on the other side as well. As you enter the open air market, it is bustling. There's a bunch of people all around. You can go through the door, Ava, if you want. It's just there for
I'll wait.
decoration. So yeah, the open air market is bustling with many vendors and people milling around, doing business, haggling over prices. You see on the northern wall there are booksellers that have maps, trinkets, adventuring books, and items like backpacks, hiking sticks, pots and pans. There's a guy over here at what seems to be an empty stall with some bags on it, just kind of sitting there with his feet up on the table. There's some fish on display that have been cut up. There's bread, there's produce, etc. Bunch of people milling around.
Okay. I would like to go talk to the person at the book and map area.
And a pretty fancily dressed lady appears from beside one of the tables and says, "Oh, hi, can I help you?"
I hope so. I was hoping to acquire a general map of the whole entire country and then one of the more immediate surrounding area.
I can give you a map of Ardin real quickly if you guys want. But if you want a map of the entire country, the horseshoes and haberdasheries, our sister shop over down the way, they would actually have a better selection of maps for that.
Okay, yeah, if you have a map of Ardin, then I would take that.
I'll be 5 copper, please.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I will hand over 5 copper then.
The map she gives you of Ardin is the same map that you've been traversing for, like the city. Just imagine it's in black and white and parchment.
Okay.
And I can let you see that as well later.
We should
Okay.
probably get some different attire, by the way. So we don't
What was
stand-
that, Brain?
We should
You might need to turn your
probably-
mic up, it's very quiet.
Yeah. We should probably get some different attire so that we're not standing out.
Yeah. I don't see any clothing stalls here. We
At
could
the
definitely
bottom,
check out.
at the bottom, there are clothing stalls, but you also notice that there's a stall next to the clothing stalls where there are animal parts, but like not the usual kind that you would eat or stuff. There's like weird feathers and scales and claws and teeth and organs on display as well.
Oh.
Which table was the one with the guy that just had the bags there? Is it the one
Oh,
that's in
this
this
one.
corner? Okay. I want to head over there and ask the guy there. I've never seen you here. What kind of stuff are you selling?
He whispers in like a hissy kind of voice. Well, if you need to ask, then you don't need what we're offering.
I need all sorts of things. Work in a wide variety of things, so it's worth it to know what's out there for me to, or what's available. So,
We don't trade in coin. We trade in deals and favors. What can you provide for us? And we can tell you what we can provide for you.
I got a whole bunch of items that I've crafted at my shop.
Ah, an artificer. Yes, that will be very helpful. Do you know your way around magical items?
Is this a trick question?
No.
It's my specialty.
We need someone experienced for a job that we need to have done, and it involves evaluating a magical item.
Well, ask away. I've been doing that for years.
With what would you like in return for your services?
Would you let me know what's in these bags on your counter here so that I...
He opens them up, and in one of the bags there is just gold. It's just some gold, but in one of the other bags there are parts of an animal, and what seems to be an organ that is generating heat inside of it.
It's just those two bags of things.
That's all he shows you. I can offer you coins. I can offer you this organ. Or I can offer you a favor of our own.
Well, what favors do you guys offer?
We offer favors of the unscrupulous kind.
What does that even mean?
Means they're illegal.
I'll be blunt. If you need someone's neck sliced or something stolen, we can be of help. Or if you'd rather us just track someone down, we can also be of help.
Well, that's a nice coincidence, because I did have some things go missing recently, so we may be able to make a deal here.
Reach out to our customer in need of this favor, and once the job is done, we will help you in any way we can. And he slips you a folded up note.
All right. What does this note say?
It's a note that says to go. It has a location, which is the Eastern Slums back alley, and it has like a little map to drawing from where the the entrance of the slums are to this back alley, and it has a name. And give me 1 sec to find the name. Give me a quick second. It is. The name is Chilbert Grimblegrove.
All right. Do you have any more information here about this guy?
He is a gnome, and he wants an artifact evaluated. That is all I know.
I will see what he needs me to do there, and I'll get back to you.
You can find me here, or you can find me at the docks.
Will do. And give like a acknowledging, like friendly nod, and then just leave that and just go to the middle here.
Who wants to go next? Penny or Laflay, would you like to look at anything in particular at this open air market?
Penny's just like holding LaFlay's pinky just to keep some sort of like attachment. And her head's gonna be down. She's just not paying attention where she's going. She's trusting LaFlay implicitly.
Play is just looking for any potential clothes that'll get options for anyone for right now. Not trying to buy anything yet.
So you notice down near the bottom, near the produce, that there is someone selling various types of clothing. It does generally match with the citizens that are here in Ardin, if you would like to take a look at them. I cannot hear you at all if you are talking.
No, I wasn't talking.
Okay.
I think the flay will just wait until everyone else is done in the area for them to come over, and she'll just wait patiently waiting for them.
Okay. Ava. We'll go to Ava then. What then? So in front of you, Ava.
Yeah.
In front of you is a shop that has magical twisting words at the top that occasionally spell out haberdasheries and horseshoes. And sometimes horseshoes is replaced with hand grenades, but it's really quick, and you're not quite sure if it was just a trick of the eye or the shifting shapes or if it was meant to be there, but you also see hand grenades sometimes.
Perfect. Before I go in, I am going to pop a detect magic, so it's just running.
Okay.
And then I am gonna walk in. What sort of things do I see when I head in?
So inside, there's a couple people milling around. There's a alchemist table to your right that has all manner of potions and ingredients on the table, as well as the required tools like pestle and mortar, potions, flasks, burners, etc. You also see two fairly large floor-to-ceiling bookshelves filled with all manner of scrolls and books and documents. Some are leather bound, some are bound in metal. Some of the scrolls are just curled up and sealed. Others are just lying flat out on the shelves. And you also see a counter and a small little lady that is fairly old managing the counter.
I'm gonna walk up to the counter.
Welcome
Excuse
to
me.
Haberdasheries and Horseshoes. How may I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a couple of things that you might be able to help me with. Do you, first off, do you have a map of the general continent for sale?
A map of Selena?
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find one here in the back rooms. We don't usually have people asking for maps of the entire continent, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I have one. And she turns to you, and she's all sweet and nice to you, and then she barks at someone and says, "Horace, find a map." And a very tall, like 8-foot tall slab of meat, essentially, very buff, very, very handsome, like objectively handsome person, just turns away from the wall and walks to the back room, and you hear him rifling through some stuff. Anything else I can get for you, my dear?
Yeah, I see you have all of the shelves of books and scrolls. Do you perchance sell like specifically spell scrolls or magical trinkets?
Well, we have a couple spell books available. We do have some scrolls. Is there any in particular you're looking for? And
I'm
if
just
there's
looking
something
to-
we don't have, we can probably get made for you, custom order. It will usually take about a day or two, though.
Oh, I appreciate it. Just looking to peruse the selection. Is there a specific shelf of spell scrolls and spell books?
Yeah, so she points to the lower half of the first bookshelf, and she says, "So here are all our spell books. There's various different spells in these. Most of them are about 20 silver to 10 gold pieces, depending on which one you pick. And then on the bookshelf next to it, about midway up, there's a roll of scrolls, and she points to these and says, these are our magical scrolls with spells imbued into them. Feel free to have a look. Please do not read them out loud in the shop. If you do, you will buy that spell and anything that spell destroyed."
Of course. DM,
Yes.
the spell book that I picked up from the wizard last time looks like
Yes.
it didn't save in my backpack for some reason.
Okay.
So if you have that for linking,
Yes, I will have to create it again, but
that's fine.
I can get that to you.
Perfect. Actually, wait. Did you send it to me in a DM? Was it? Let me just double check.
I might
Yeah,
have
you sent it to me in a DM. That's fine. That's perfect.
Yeah.
No worries then.
Yeah.
And then, do any of these spell books give off like a specific reading of magic to the detect magic, or do they just look like normal spell books?
You only sense one that they all seem fairly normal, except for one, and there's a little price tag next to it. It says 10 gold coins, and it is giving off very powerful magical energies from it.
I'm gonna pick that one up and just leaf through it.
As you leaf through it, you notice that it has the following spells in it. Would it be easier if I just sent it to you in a DM instead of listing them all?
Yeah,
off?
that's fine. That's fine.
Let me send you this.
Cool. And then any of the other, like the is that the only one that's the 10 gold?
There is another one that is 10 gold. Let me grab that one for you if you would like to leaf through that.
Yeah, I'll leave through the 2 expensive ones.
Okay. So, that one has this as its spell list.
Cool. She is gonna grab both of those.
Okay.
And then are a lot of the other ones, the cheaper ones, just gonna have mostly just like cantrips, first level spells?
It's gonna have cantrips
imagine.
and mostly first level spells.
Okay. So she's gonna just go over to the spell scrolls and just peruse, see if there's anything that stands out, like magical sense wise.
Most of the spell scrolls are low first level spells that you see. If there's one in particular you want, let me know. But there's nothing of a higher spell level than level 1.
That's fine. She's just gonna grab the 2 more expensive spell books and then go over and see what sort of potions are available.
So the potions available are there are 4 let me think, small health potions that you can see. There's also a clear bottle that when you pick it up, you can feel liquid swishing about in it, but you can't actually see it. Otherwise, the rest are mostly reagents and acids and bases for making your own spells if you wanted to do that.
How much are the potions?
Let me. I actually don't know how much potions are. I think they are like 5 copper. We will say that each potion of healing, like the small ones, which are only 2d4 plus 2, are going to be 5 copper each.
Okay. And then the potion of what I'm assuming is a potion of invisibility?
That is going to be 5 gold pieces.
5 gold. Okay. So the 2 spellbooks is 25, and then you said 5 copper apiece for the potions, the health potions?
Yes. So
Correct.
total 20 copper and 15 gold.
Well, for both the spellbooks, so 25 gold, right?
Yeah, 25 gold. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna take those and then bring them all up to the counter.
Is that Horace? Did you find that map yet? Horace groans in the background. Not yet, madam. Give us 1 sec. And she walks back there. And you hear her yelling loudly at Horace. And she walks back out with Horace, and he is carrying a rolled up scroll. Sorry about the wait, dear. Here is the map of Selena. That is going to cost you 1 copper because we don't keep a lot in stock. It's also not very easy to make maps of the entire continent.
Of course. She is gonna lay down 26 gold for the lot, and leave the rest as a tip for the prompt service on finding the map.
Ah, you've got a keen eye, I see there. Those are some very powerful and special spell books you got there. Be very careful when using them. And she takes the 26 gold and she says, would you like a bag for that?
I've got my own satchel. But
Okay.
do you have a actually, this is a great question. Do you have a belt for a potion carrying belt by chance?
She looks under the table and says, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't have any. You could probably ask the blacksmith. I know he makes good work. I'm sure he can make you one for pretty decent price.
No worries. I appreciate it. And this potion here, this is a potion of invisibility, correct? Just wanted to.
Yes. It is only minor invisibility, so it only lasts for about 30 minutes. Keep that in mind. But
I appreciate
yes.
Well, I appreciate your shop, and it was a pleasure doing business with you.
We appreciate your patronage.
She's gonna head out.
Okay, is there anything else anyone would like to do here before we go to Nexus's house? Because once we go to Nexus's house, we'll long rest and we will end session.
Around what time of day is it, and how far are we away?
It's probably like 3 or 4 o'clock-ish. So it's still light out. You probably got another 3 hours before night starts rolling in.
And how far from my place is the market at?
About an hour if you walk, about 30 minutes if you ride the ferry.
All right. And then how much? It was like an hour-ish detour to go to my shop.
Yes.
I would like to stop at my shop if any of you guys would like to join me before going and taking a rest.
I would like to. Was the Flay successful in finding like more normal looking clothes for this time period?
Laflay, did you want you do find more normal looking clothing? Would you like to purchase any?
Yeah, I was just gonna wait until everyone was back in the same areas so they could tell me what exactly they would want.
I mean, do you want to just... Well, I don't know how long we're going to be stuck here.
Ava's happy with just a simple cloak.
Why don't we just get simple outfits, like one simple outfit for everyone, and then, you know, we can come back later if it turns out we're going to be here for a while.
Okay with that. And is that alright with you?
You find a simple outfit that matches the outfits that other people in the city are wearing. It's going to cost you a grand total of 1 gold for all the outfits for everyone, because they are tailor-made for some of you that have abnormal body shapes or sizes, like Bum, Nex, and Penny.
Thanks.
Well,
Yeah.
you have a tail.
True.
You're a
I don't
snake.
wear pants. Mine should be half off.
Yeah.
I don't wear pants.
Yeah.
No,
I'll
but
just
you're
grab a
also
tunic, corset, and
fairly tall, aren't you?
I'm 9
Aren't you?
foot. 9 foot 6.
Like
You can
That's with the
still
tail,
wear
though,
the
but
shirt.
still.
Well, yeah, true. Tip's tail. I would say.
So,
Oh god, body wise, what should we
so
do?
whoever wants to subtract 1 gold from their
See,
inventory.
You next really need to buy new clothes.
Next would not, but
Yeah.
you could if you wanted. It'd still be 1
I'll
gold.
pass on it.
I
We'll
bought it.
Oh, you
Okay.
bought it, Penny?
Yeah. I bought it. She's just very sneakily gonna place money on the counter or whatever, slink
Just
back.
pay 'em
grab
when
the
we're all
clothes.
trying on our new outfits.
Yeah, right? That's ours. We'll take them.
One at a time in the changing room, please, and no funny business while you're in there.
Excuse me.
Is it like a whole separate room?
Yeah, right.
It's basically a porta potty without the potty part. Like a wooden outhouse, but there's no hole in the bottom where you can change privately. But the attendant says, "Ma'am, if you've been doing this work as long as I have, you know that people always try to do stupid shit in the changing room when they think no one's watching.
That's
Some kind of exhibitionist or some shit. It's
I don't
gross.
know.
Mm.
I just have to remind people 1 at a time, no funny business.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I don't want to be near the changing room anymore.
I clean it daily. Don't you worry, it's safe and sanitary.
It's almost nighttime. That means it's been a whole day of use. I'm out of here.
So
Then
are you
once
guys?
I run out here, I'm gonna give Ava their outfit.
Thank you.
And
And
we
she's
can get
gonna
them.
hand you a potion of healing.
Ooh.
How do I move this?
You can if you drag the potion of healing, into chat. I believe Boom, you can now click on it or drag it into your inventory. Boom, and it will appear there.
Yeah, it did. Nice.
I will go down to 3. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
I did find a map, by the way.
Oh, okay. I got one of the city. Did you find one of the larger?
I got
area?
a continent map.
Oh, great.
I will send you the continent map, a picture of it, so you guys can all see it later on today or tomorrow.
And you said the it was the minor invisibility was only for 30 minutes, correct?
Yes, just
Perfect.
you can just call it minor invisibility, and I'll remember that if you want to edit it in your bag.
Yep. I went on D&D Beyond and I found a regular one and I just added it there and then changed it.
Sweet.
All right, let's head to Nexus shop then.
You guys are ready to go to the shop? Let me move you to the blacksmith. Okay. So you guys should all be in here. Let me get rid of all the guards.
Forgot I still have all those weird potions. Try them at some point.
And you see Knob is at the forge working.
This guy went straight back to work. What is going on?
I like my job, and as long as I get to do it without threat of death and I get paid for it, I don't care. I will be going in about an hour, though. Sun's getting low.
Is there anything you were looking for in particular, Nex?
We can't hear you, Lefty. Next.
I left my mic muted. I'm looking for see if there's anything else that's suspiciously missing, given what we have heard today.
As you look around the shop, the box is, you have the box, you got it back from evidence, and you
Yeah.
have your deed unaltered now. And you also have your commission receipts and paperwork and some other random paperwork about the building, like its last time it was checked by OSHA or Magical OSHA. And it's just some things like that, some certifications and stuff. But weapons that are normally there are still there. Armor seems to be there. Your pet Anjanath is still there. It is sleeping, and it sees you as it comes in, and it wags its tail very furiously, happy to see you.
I'll go over and pet it.
It nuzzles you, and as it nuzzles you, it literally lifts you off the ground because it is like 30 feet tall. But everything else seems to be there. The cash that is hidden underneath the counter is still there and seems to be accounted for.
Where are my other documents stored besides just the like commission logs, but like just general like not besides commission logs, like I don't know who's been in and out of the shop, stuff like that.
There is a binder underneath the counter that has all that stuff in there. Is there something in particular you're looking for?
I would like to read it just to see the logs from Becker from the last like couple months. If there's anything
you note the
questionable.
logs and you see that it's pretty much business as usual, except about a month ago, someone came in and it was logged as A as the name of the commission, and it was for the magical compass. And it says that they paid 200 gold in full up front.
Could I cross-reference that with the commissions?
Yes, you see that there's indeed a commission log for a magical compass. The specs for the compass are attached to that log, and you see that the material was purchased by you to make it, and that you remember making the compass and storing it in your lockbox.
Not that it was like a one-off commission that was all up front, or
Yes, it was just a one-off commission from some guy that wrote his name down as A.
Is it in any kind of handwriting that Next should recognize?
It's just the letter A. It doesn't look any different than any other A you've seen.
All right.
There's nothing really distinct about it.
Okay, I think that does it for me right now.
The rest of you, would you like to do anything at the forge?
I think Ava's just gonna find like a corner in the back and thinking of what the
You gonna sit on the hay bales?
yeah, sure. Thinking of what the shopkeep said is just gonna ritually cast identify on both of the spell books because it was like almost like a cryptic warning. So she's just gonna double check them.
You check the spell books, and they are just spell books with more powerful spells than the other ones. There's nothing unique other than the fact that they have a couple level 3 spells in them.
That's all she's doing.
Penny
Penny's
gonna
gonna sit.
sunbathe?
Yeah, she's gonna sit on the forge and just stare into the fire. Ooh, are there scraps of paper around that like blueprinty kind of paper?
You can ask Knob.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Excuse me, no, was it?
He looks up from the piece he's working on. Oh yes. Hi, Miss Snake Lady. What can I do for you?
Penny.
Miss Penny.
Do you have any scrap paper or quill or ink or anything?
And he looks around. He's like, yeah. Hold on. And he runs over here and he ruffles around underneath the bench, comes over here, and you hear him knocking things over. And then he comes back to you and he's like, yeah, here. And he hands you some parchment paper, some ink, and a quill.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. And she's gonna
Is
walk
there
over to
anything
this bench.
else, Miss Penny?
That is it for now. While something is fresh in my brain, I want to draw it down.
Okay, thank you.
And she's gonna start drawing down the symbol or the armor or what have you that she remembers seeing from what's their face.
Yeah. I'll get that to you
Red
later
Dragon.
tonight.
Cool.
LaFlay, Boom, is there anything else you want to do at the forge?
Flay's good.
I think I'm good for now.
Now I'm just gonna look over and say, thank you for not letting me be put in jail for murder. If you ever need me to make you any fine weapons or armor, just either bring me the material, or if you pay up front for the material, I can get it for you. And I make some of the best works in Ardin, so just let me know. It'd be my pleasure to work for you guys.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do before heading to Nexus home?
Not me.
Nope.
I think so.
Okay, so let me pull up the kingdom. So next, you live just on the outskirts of the slums over here. Specifically, there's your little hut. And for reference, because you guys have the map now, you know that this is the castle. These are the western slums. This is the testing laboratories for the research institute. This is the open air market. One of these buildings are haberdasheries and horseshoes. Down here is where the forge and blacksmith shop are. There's also a fish market and stuff over here. There's the amphitheater. The actual research institute is over here. And then the temple to Asag is all the way up in the rightmost corner, top right. And then you have the western slums. All the way, or the western slums. Or no, eastern, sorry. Eastern slums over here, western to the left. So yeah, and then amphitheaters down here.
Cool.
So you guys can all take a long rest, and we are going to stop here for today. We will start up next time. We'll say 2 days later. You guys are just exploring the city and stuff, and you will 2 days later. A message from the king comes to you saying that Counselor Ashai is ready to speak with you.
Great.
So that is where we will end today's session.